Hey y'all, this is Jocasta Lester. In this video, I want to talk to you about how I worked in a restaurant today called Nick's. I had two people. They gave me tips of $20 each. I worked 5 tables. And the lady, she got frustrated with me because, of course, this is my first time waitressing ever. I did serve in banquet serving and everything, but that ain't the same as waitressing. Banquet service is different. So anyway, oh, by the way, there are people who are compensatory givers. I'm thankful to God for that, because there are places where they don't give you hot sauce, right? But you can go somewhere else and get the hot sauce, and they give you old hot sauce. So FYI. So check this out. But anyway, that's not here. All right, I got a little bit distracted. Check this out. So while working at this restaurant today, right? It was an experience. I learned some things. Number one, they were nicer. Like, they were very, very patient as people that were trying to train me up. The two servers that I was working with, one of their names was Charlie. The other one's name was Lindy. They were really nicer ladies. And then there was this other lady. She worked there, and she was like the meaner type, but she was a foreigner. Okay, so that there was a language barrier, and there was also, the work ethic issue where she was treating me like I wasn't working hard enough. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can pull all this extra work they're not going to do out of me. It just doesn't happen. So, with that said, like, my feet were hurting. I was in a bad way. I was in bad shape. It wasn't that I didn't want to do a good job. It was my feet were hurting. And my pants were coming down every 5 seconds. And it started all of a sudden. So check this out. So after going through all of this, right? All of this, after going through, the whole day go by, and I get home, well, on the way home, and I get this text from the workplace that I work for, right? I'm not going, from the temp agency. I say workplace. And I know I sound so unintelligent for somebody that's educated, but I'm not. But check this out. I don't use conventional speech when it comes to being a person that has training with regards to the intellect. Intellectual training. Look, I went to college. I ain't necessarily say I was the best student, and I ain't necessarily say that yeah. But I graduated. There you go. But check this out. It was hard work, and I had to stay up. I pulled some all-nighters. I wrote a lot of papers. More papers than anybody could ever write in their life. In those years that I was in that place, that horrific place, that bad place known as college, there were so many 3 to 5 page papers that was spaced that I had to write. But anyway, I digress. But literally, I had a paper due every week. Like, truly, like every week, I wrote about a 5-page paper. You can expect that in college, just FYI. So how can I put this? And that's just one subject area, one course. So one course is going to take up a little bit of time, but yeah, you can expect a paper due every week. I've done it. So what else? So anyway, while working at this place, end of the day, right? And I get to the end, and the young lady that works at the temp agency that I work for, I just go to do it on day labor. All I have is a goal, a little small savings goal. And it's as though they know it, and they work daily to thwart it. So anyway, I want the savings goal to go back to being what I'm supposed to be, because I don't know what to do about all this folly or foolishness that's come my way. It's just so weird. And I have some things that I have to do. Okay. So I know this video is all over the place. Forgive me. But I say all of that to say this. They suggested to me that I turn in all my tips after I've gotten all the way almost home to this company that I was employed for temporarily for one day because we're not allowed to earn tips. So I had to turn in my tips. to the house. I'm like, no, I don't. You ain't earned them tips. You ain't running all that stuff all over the floor. Your feet ain't hurting at the end of the day. Oh, no. So I thought I'd share with y'all that bit of information. I don't know everything about the labor laws as it pertains to tips and wages. See, I avoid that little arena. That's the arena where they can take the most advantage of people, I've noticed, because people aren't really as informed, and they're trying to work under the table, and they understand that they're trying to work under the table. So they try to, apply pressure where there is none, and convince the people that are there that that pressure is so when it isn't. So they really try to get over on people that work, and particularly wait staff. They know that those people typically aren't educated. They know that those people aren't given to they typically aren't given to researching what's being said to them. Okay. And they're used to getting over on people that don't know any better and that are trying to be savvy and slick. So that it's a fun game for them to try to make a person feel small, and it's a fun game for them to basically pick on people like what they call prostitutes. They try to treat people as though they have the mentality of a common quote unquote whore, okay? Which I think is really evil to do. If I were to liken the mentality of a what they call common whore to something, it's like a promiscuous, so a person that's sexualized, but a childlike mind, so that they are effectively some of the darkest evil that I've ever seen in my life. When a person tries to particularly take a person's body from them for money, they're probably some of the lowest people to consider ever. So that I say all of that to say, because they typically play with girls that they call hoes like children. Okay, they play childlike mind games with women that they feel are dumb, and those women, they tend to strive against them to prove themselves because they've been hurt, they've been broken. You feel me? So I say all of that to say the lady actually suggested I turned in my tips, my wages to her. I'm giving my tips to her. I'm like, I've served 2 tables and made $40-some. You really think I'm gonna give you my tips? 2 of my tables gave me $40. The other 3, they were on credit cards and stuff. So I said, F it, she can take that. I'm going home. But yes, that lady didn't suggest it though. She said it'll be discussed when I went to Labor Finders. I'm like, what? What's going to be discussed? Because they seem to get a kick out of taking people's money after the fact. So it seemed like as a part of that lady's game, the game that lady seemed to want to play is to wait until you find out that you have to give us your tips. Legally, I don't think that's correct. I ain't giving a tip to nobody. They're going to take me to court. So repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Have a blessed and marvelous day. I want issues like that settled in court. I want the Bureau of Labor and Statistics involved, because I don't know where they do that at. Where somebody hands you specifically the money. You ask them, is this a tip? And they say yes, and they hand it to you. And they tell you that you're supposed to turn in your tips. What they gonna get is that little bit of money that they stole from me earlier. And that's that. That's how much that's how much that I will acknowledge as a tip. So have a blessed and marvelous day, and repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Y'all take care.